After Austin voters sided with the city to require fingerprint background checks for rideshare drivers, all 8 companies operating in Austin are following the rules. At least half of all of their trips are being made by fingerprinted drivers. But as KXAN's Kylie McGivern learned, dozens of drivers didn't make the cut.
We were very excited with just the fact that everybody is compliant.
As far as Austin's transportation department is concerned, the process of fingerprinting rideshare drivers has been successful, receiving no reports of delays in the process from the nearly 4,000 drivers who applied. Driver Jeff Lopez admits the additional background check felt a bit redundant.
It was pretty seamless, really, to do it.
But it was through fingerprinting and a list of disqualifying convictions that the city denied driver certification for 86 people.
Operating a vehicle while intoxicated, reckless driving, homicide, sexual assault, armed robbery.
So does that mean that those drivers were on the road until you went back and checked?
We're not 100% sure that they were on the road. We don't have that information.
It does show that there is a concern and should be a concern that we make sure that the drivers that people are getting into the cars with are people that are actually qualifying.
Since Uber and Lyft left, there are now 8 rideshare companies operating in Austin, and the transportation department says 2 more are expected to join in the next month. While Jeff says the new landscape creates what he calls a fractured system of drivers broken up between numerous companies,
It does make the wait times a little bit longer.
he enjoys the control drivers have in the growing market.
One thing people may not realize is how much of an influence the drivers have in deciding which companies are going to make it.
And the influence the city has in screening those drivers. In Austin, Kylie McGivern, KXAN News.
We reached out to Uber, who responded with a statement saying there are fewer rideshare drivers on the road, making fewer trips. The company says the 350,000 trips the city reported in July pales in comparison to what Uber alone was doing before its exit. That said, Uber will not provide exact trip numbers. The company says it remains optimistic that it can work with the mayor and city council to develop similar regulations to those already adopted by 13 other Texas cities. We also contacted Lyft. The company says it continues to have productive conversations with city leaders, including the mayor and the police chief.
The next benchmark for rideshare companies to hit its 85% of trips by fingerprinted drivers is this coming December 1st. The city says that can be measured in either hours or miles driven by compliant drivers. You'll notice the 4 companies highlighted in green: InstaRide, Ride Austin, Wings, and Z-Trip. They've already hit the December goal. The final goal for full compliance is 99% of fingerprinted drivers by next February.